Video started. Am I live?
I'm gonna refresh it. I'm still watching it. Oh, yep, I see it.
Yay! Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and formally start this then.
All right.
So, welcome everybody, whoever is here or whoever is not here yet. Today we are accompanied by our lovely streamer, blushbunn.
Hello.
Yes. Would you like to formally introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. I am Serene, but I'm also obviously known as blushbunn. You can call me blushbunn, whatever fits your fancy. Yeah, I'm a lovely little Twitch streamer. Haven't been one very long, but I enjoy doing it. I'm glad I do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we love to hear it. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the interview. What do you label yourself as? Do you label yourself as like a comfort streamer, a variety streamer?
That's a very good question because I started I'll say I'm a variety streamer. I started saying I was a variety streamer, maybe or may not have clinged on to some games pretty hard and made it look like I'm not a variety streamer. But I would say I am a variety streamer, yeah.
Oh, welcome Rachel to
Hi,
the
Rachel.
chat. Nice seeing you. And how long have you been streaming for, Serene?
So I started streaming back in like the first week of June, so it's been about 4 or 5 months now.
4 or 5 months. That's a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah.
What's your like current go-to streaming game?
Okay. I play a unhealthy amount of Dead by Daylight. That was the game that accidentally made me a non-variety streamer anymore. It's just just something about it people really liked, and so I was like, okay, I guess this is my jam. But yeah, that's my go-to thing. I still play other things sometimes. But
I've seen some like Dead by Daylight content. I think the cool thing about it is like it's a fairly simple concept of a game, but you can also be kind of creative with it in the sense of like you can kind of make your own scripts as you're playing, if that makes sense.
Oh yes, absolutely, I agree.
What has your experience streaming on Twitch been like?
Oh my, it's been ups, downs, lefts, rights. It's been crazy. It's really fun. It's something I'm really glad I started doing, no matter what at the end of the day, but there is days where it does get pretty hard to do sometimes. So I love it. It's like a love-hate relationship. Mostly love, but it's definitely both.
How often do you stream in the week?
Okay, so as of right now, I stream 3 times a week. I stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. And I might be adding Saturday soon. We'll have to see about that.
You're about to be streaming for the majority of the week.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite part about being a streamer?
Okay. It obviously has to be the hate that happens. It's unfortunate, but people will do anything they can to like stomp your light out just because they feel like it. And most of the time you gotta just kind of like skip over it and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm not gonna be bothered by this. But it can be hard sometimes if you don't have super thick skin. After a while it can be pretty bothersome. So that's probably the toughest part, but aside from that, it's mostly good things.
I know recently there's been a whole lot of hate raids going on.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever have to deal with any of that?
I did. I never specifically got hate raided, but they did also do something called follow botting, where you would just have like 600 bots of like the same name come in at the same time, follow you to spam your stream. And I did deal with that, and it was really annoying. It's kind of on the down low now. It doesn't seem like it's as much of a problem anymore, but while it was happening, I do kind of wish Twitch came more up in arms about it a lot sooner than they did.
Yeah, absolutely. I did get like follow botted at one point, and I just turned off the alerts because I was like, I'm not gonna give them
You
the
were like,
time
I'm
of
not
day.
dealing with this.
Yeah. How would you describe your content in 3 words?
Wholesome,
Wholesome's a good word.
therapeutic,
Oh, therapeutic. Interesting.
chaotic.
Oh no!
There's a
We were
big
doing
skip
so
between
well.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole range of emotions up in my streams.
I mean, that's what makes it a dynamic experience. So,
True.
more power to you.
Thank you.
Who do you look up to when it comes to streaming?
Well, there is someone I know, and actually haven't seen them that long, but there is someone named Just DMR on stream. And I actually met them when I was trying to network on Twitch, and they are smaller than I am on Twitch, which is totally fine. But watching their streams really made my heart happy because they have a entire getup, such a well put together stream, and they stream as often as they can. But they do have a family, they do have a full-time job, so they can't do it that often. But like, their content still amazes me. They put so much heart into it, even with the little amount of time that they have to do it. That person inspired me like crazy. I love them so much.
Yes, I can definitely very much admire people who like are clearly passionate about what they do, and they're putting in the time, even if like they're struggling to. They're putting in the time to just like give those little details.
Yeah, it's something that you learn to have a lot of appreciation for.
Absolutely. And finally, for the actually no, we have 2 more questions. 2 more questions for the professional aspect of the interview. So, tell us either a highlight or a horror story of your streaming career.
Okay. I have a horror story for you. There was a stream I did back in August. And it's when my best friend from like my entire life came to visit me in my home state. And it was the first time I had seen them in like 4 or 5 years. And I decided I wanted to do a stream with them in the room with me. And we did. And we ended up streaming kind of late at night. And in the middle of this stream, you hear a very loud knock on my window in the middle of the stream.
Oh, wonderful.
And yeah, you could just see both of our faces just drop and just turn our heads real slow. And we're like, what on earth could that be? So I just awkwardly look at the stream and I'm like, hey guys, you know what? I'm gonna be right back. If I don't come back, you know what to do.
just gotta make sure there's no like murderer or something.
Yeah, we were like, okay, BRB, and so we went to the door. He was kind enough to go out in front of me and like go check around and see what it was. But the thing is, we never figured out what it was. We don't know who knocked. We have no clue what happened that night, but it scared both of us and we were nervous for the rest of the stream.
Bruh. I mean, if we're lucky, maybe it was just like some punk who wanted to pull a prank, but
I don't even know. I wish I could have figured it out.
It do be spooky season, so maybe it was a ghost.
There you go. That's true.
Finally, and by the way, you're getting a lot of love in chat. I don't know if you're looking at that.
Love you, chat.
If you could give your past self some advice before you became a content creator, what would you say?
I would say, don't worry about what everyone else thinks and do everything for yourself. As selfish as that may sound, when you learn to worry about yourself and what you want to do, life becomes a whole lot easier. Or so it feels. That is my little piece of advice to you.
That's very interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about like what you mean?
Well, so before I started content creating, there was a long period of time where I would literally spend all of my time worried about everyone else, all of the people who probably never wanted to check on me, all this stuff, and I put content creating way back here in the back of my mind. And so I was never able to grow with it, never able to get anything done. And then something happened that I would rather not go into detail about, but something did happen where all of a sudden I changed my mindset and I said, okay, I think it's about time that I take care of what I need to do. And if people want to be worried about me, great, that's cool. I appreciate that, but I need to worry about myself first and then worry about everybody else second. And when I did that, that's when I started being able to make solid content on Twitch, and my growth since then has been pretty steady and pretty well, and I'm very, very proud of it. Thank you.
Yes.
So that's why I say just no matter what, try to put yourself first. It sounds selfish, but you should. It's so good for your mental health.
I don't think it's inherently selfish. I think I saw a TikTok at some point that was like giving this metaphor about like a glass of water. If the glass of water is broken, then you can't really fill it up with a lot of water. But if you focus on fixing it, then you can better fill it up with water.
Absolutely. I actually said that to one of my friends once when they were going through a breakup. I was like, you have a bucket, there's a hole in the bottom, and you're still trying to fill the bucket. So why are you doing that? The water's just going to keep spilling out. Fix the bucket first. And they were like, it's all clear now. And I'm just like, great. I'm glad it's dinged in your head.
All right. So without further ado, we will now be opening things up to the chat. Chat, if you have any questions at all for our lovely streamer here, feel free to ask questions. In the meantime, I will go ahead and ask you one of the fun questions that I had saved up here. Does pineapple deserve to be on pizza?
We've had an argument about this in one of my streams.
Oh my goodness. We're ready for this.
Here's the thing. I say no, but for the record, I've never even tried it. So I can't really knock it that much.
Really?
Because I don't know till I try. It just sounds weird in my head, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, no in my head because it sounds weird, but like I gotta try it at some point. My chat literally challenged me to try it when we had this stream. They were like, if you don't, you're fired, and I was like, okay, guess I gotta try that now.
Chat fires you.
Yeah, chat was like, you're done. No more for you.
I've tried it like once before. I've tried pineapple on pizza once, and I feel like it's sweetness that just doesn't deserve to be on pizza, but that's just me personally. I don't know.
Okay, see, yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Rachel asks, Blush, if you could collab with any streamer, who would it be and why?
Okay, there's a lot of streamers I would actually like to collab with, but I think first and foremost, it would be this lovely streamer, Skepsis. Because she's been my friend for a really long time. She's one of my long distance friends, and she's super sweet, and she started streaming a while back, and we actually had a plan to do an Apex stream together. And then my PC was like, no, you can't play Apex, that's not for you. So we never got to do it.
No.
And I know, I was so sad about it. I would really like to be able to fix it and make that collab happen, because me and her, we go back so much, and I think we vibe together really well. I think it's something people would really like to see. Plus, we both want to cosplay on stream, and I think that in itself is like a really good reason to want to collab with somebody.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely. Perfect reason.
Oh yeah.
If you could have a superpower, what superpower would you have?
Mind reading, hands down.
Oh my god.
As someone who has honestly very bad anxiety, I always want to know what someone else is thinking. It's just always something that I want to know. So I feel like if I was able to do that, I could just like throw anxiety out the window. I'd be like, I don't gotta worry about this anymore. I know what everyone's thinking.
You know exactly what's happening right now. So you don't even have anxiety.
That's why, yeah.
Do you think maybe having all those thoughts might make you more anxious though?
Don't say that. That's what I want to think about. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I might be like, all right, this is a lot of a pressure all of a sudden. Can I switch my powers, please? Do I get a refund for this?
Not know anymore. I would want to be ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
Sage asks, What would you say is the most difficult part of being a streamer or having an online presence?
Um, so I mentioned earlier hate is a big problem, but another one would be um keeping to your true self is a hard thing to do when you're streaming. I think it's easy to get lost in numbers and the work you do, and all sorts of different things. I know that there's plenty of people I've watched that are small streamers that end up obsessing over numbers and then absolutely lose themselves in that. And I think that's really rough to do. So at the end of the day, when you're streaming, a difficult thing to do is stay true to yourself, but you gotta do it. It's super important to keep up with yourself.
Absolutely. Focus on yourself, guys. That is,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the best advice. Well, not the best advice, but like it's like very good advice that you've given throughout this stream.
It's true. It's true.
Focus on yourself. Self-love.
Yes.
Next question is, let me pull up the thing. Oh, do you let the view count get to you? And when it drops, how do you manage your feelings?
Okay. So when I first started streaming, I left the view counter on, and watching it drop is really rough. It does make you sit there and wonder, did I say something wrong? Am I not doing something right? Is there something off about the stream that I can't see or tell or know about? And it when you sit in your puddle of thoughts like that, it is really hard to want to keep going and have the oomph that you do while you stream. But as of now, I've changed with that. I leave my viewer counter off, and I try to go in with the mindset that I am streaming to 100 people right now. No matter what, if I can't see it, there's 100 people in there. So when you think like that, it's easier to keep up the attitude. There are so many people that have their eyes on me right now, and that's all you can really think when you do something like that. And it makes it feel 10 times easier to stream, really. So that's how I feel about view counts.
I would agree. I think that's probably one of the first pointers that a lot of streamers give is like, just take it off. Take off the view count.
Yeah,
Because,
don't look at it.
yeah, if you're not looking, then you're not thinking about like, oh, I'm losing viewers. You're thinking about like having a fun time. You're focusing on that instead of other things.
Well, I do know something I did learn about the people who are pushing for a partner on Twitch. You have to get 75 average viewers to be a partner on Twitch, and I know I've watched those people beat themselves up and start watching their viewer count again when they're at that point because they really want to pass the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels terrible watching them like tear themselves up over that. So I'm telling you, the viewer count off is the best way to go in any scenario, really.
It's so rough too because like I feel like whenever you're at that level, you're going to have some streams where there's only like maybe 20 people, and then some streams where like you're like popping off and you have like hundreds of people. And
Yeah.
it's going to like fluctuate so much just because you're in that threshold of like
Mhm.
almost partner but not quite there yet.
Yeah,
But I mean,
there was someone who told me never get comfortable with how you are in a stream. Never get comfortable with your current numbers. Never get comfortable with your subs, your follows, because it will change every day and it will probably be a drastic change.
would you ever consider doing streaming full time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it could probably take a toll on your mental health doing it that much, because I don't think a lot of people see the amount of work that goes behind streaming. It's a lot more than you realize once you start doing it. But I think at the end of the day, it is something I'd really like to do, especially for someone like me who has social anxiety and general anxieties. Sometimes I don't like going out of my house. Honestly, I don't like doing things out in the public. So being at home and streaming is a comfort for me. And if I could turn it into a job where I'm making a steady income, that would be like the dream at the end of the day,
Yes.
really.
Absolutely. I just wanted to give props to Eli over here. Eli says, turn the viewer count on, but lower the opacity to 0%.
Eli! Eli's got all the plays.
Absolutely. What do you usually do on your days off?
This might be hard to believe, but I play games.
What? I did not know
What?
you were a gamer.
um so I can't stream every game that I would like to play, Apex for example, like I said earlier. So on the days that I'm not streaming, I try to take those days to play the games that I can't stream, because I don't get as much time to enjoy those games as much as I'd like to. But also on top of that, if I'm not gaming, I'm probably doing more stream work that people just don't realize. I know that a lot of the people who watch my channel know every single time they come into my stream, there is not one thing that is the same. There is something different every single time. And it's because I'm doing something every day to make it different somehow. So
I love the passion. I love the effort. It's great.
thank you.
Yeah, it's very difficult to stream every single game that you want to play. There's just so many games.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
All right, my last question, unless there's more questions in the chat, you guys are more than welcome to continue asking questions. What did you dress up as for Halloween?
Oh my goodness. So Halloween was a mess because I originally had intentions of dressing up as the Huntress from Dead by Daylight. And I quickly came to realize her masks are like $70, unless you know how to make them yourself. And I was like, I can't do that. So literally on the day of Halloween, I went into my bathroom, I put on a red shirt, and I was like, what can I make with a red shirt? And then I was like, I'm gonna be a clown. So I did some very last minute clown makeup, but hey, it worked out and actually looked like I intended it for it to be that way. So I was like, this is great. I'm going with it.
Yes. I feel like the best Halloween costumes are like the last minute ones.
They always work somehow.
Exactly. Yes. We love to see it. Well, thank you so very much, blushbunn, for
Thank you.
doing this for me. So for those of you who also signed the Google Forms, I will probably be messaging you soon about the Jeopardy game. And yes, one of the categories will be based off of information from this interview. And the interview will be saved on my Facebook, probably posted to my YouTube, just in case. Yes, this will be archived. Just in case someone could not attend stream. Obviously, like, everyone has different lives, and I'm not gonna like disqualify you from the potential of participating in that. So yes, there is that. But without further ado, when will your next stream be, blushbunn?
My next stream will be tomorrow, at 8 p.m. CST. I'm probably playing Dead by Daylight, but we'll see. We'll see, but that's when the next one is scheduled for.
And in the comments, I will go ahead and put your Twitch
Thank you.
link. It should be blushbunn, right? And then with 2 X's?
Don't do the XX. That's just for my social medias, because someone stole my name.
Oh, that is so rude of them.
I know, right?
Yes, thank you so very much for joining me. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for showing support. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. And let's stop straight now. Of course, my laptop chooses now to be laggy.